today on Divorce Court.
I was very irritated that she asked me for an open marriage after we had already gotten married.
I asked TaKayla for an open marriage because she supposedly has cancer, so I'm not trying to be mean, but you can't keep up with me sexually if that's the situation.
Every time I open my mouth to tell her something about how I feel, she bites my head off.
The communication between me and TaKayla sucks. We fight, she screams, she'll leave the house.
I just want her to realize that there's what I do matters.
If you ain't working, the least you can do is bring me to work when I'm working 14-hour days.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with TaKayla Stewart and Tanessa Stewart. The two of you have been together for 5 years, married for 1, but you don't want to be together anymore. You do have a financial matter you would like me to resolve, but before we do, I'm going to start with Tanessa. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why it's ended up in divorce court here today?
I think we're here today because I feel like our marriage and our relationship has been one lie after another. I was told when we got together that she had degrees in accounting. She was a semester away from her bachelor's in applied law, which means she would have an associate's, but she doesn't really do anything with them. There's no paperwork, there's no family that has heard of this ever. There's no books, there's no degrees, there's nothing on the wall.
No paperwork, nothing on the wall, nothing's been framed.
There's nothing. And for having some pride.
Yeah, let's ask her. What do you have degrees in?
I have an associate's in accounting, and I also have an associate's in criminal justice, and I'm a semester away from my bachelor's in applied law. Not lying. I have no reason to lie to her.
Why do you think she doesn't believe you?
Well, the proof isn't there because I had a garage fire before I met her, so all my textbooks were gone. I had quit school before we even ever met because I was diagnosed with some health issues, and I couldn't continue working 2 jobs, raising my 3 kids, and continuing going to college.
What area of applied law are we talking about?
I wanted to be a lawyer. I was going to school to be a lawyer. I wanted to continue into law school.
But what area of, you said you had a bachelor's in applied law that's applied to an area, you know, that's for non-lawyers who want to study law in a particular niche. What was the niche?
Family law?
You sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely sure.
Yes, and I was going to specialize in gay and lesbian rights and adoption rights and things like that.
Okay. Well, so far. Are you going to get your JD?
Eventually, yes, I hope to. Once we get financially to a point where I can, because at this point I have to pay off student loans to be able to even go back to school. So.
Have you seen the student loan payments?
No, ma'am.
It's on my credit report.
Why do you think she doesn't believe you? Because that's a huge thing not to believe.
I have no idea, but I don't question whether I believe her. She went to school for pilot's stuff, and to me, I just let it go. To me, there's no reason to call her a liar. She doesn't work in the field either, but I don't sit and call her a liar because of it. I have no reason to. It's part of her past. It's part of her life.
Okay. Why don't you tell me what other lies you believe she's told?
Well, she stopped doing this with the degrees because she has cervical cancer. She doesn't go to a doctor. She opted out of ever having surgery to fix cancer. She doesn't do anything. For being with her for 6 years, she looks the same as she did it from day one. You still look healthy. Nothing has gone down the drain. Nothing has changed.
No doctor's appointment. No.
Never.
No. TaKayla, what's up with the? Do you have cervical cancer?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when were you diagnosed with cervical cancer?
They tried to diagnose me when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and I said no because I had just lost a baby before that, and I wasn't going to lose another child. And so when I went back in after having my daughter for my 6-week checkup, they proceeded to do all of the testing and all of that, and I found out 6 weeks after my daughter was born.
Okay, and what treatment did you get for it?
I opted out because I had to be a mom to my 3 kids. They don't really, my youngest daughter's dad isn't around. So
is the cancer growing? Did it opt out with you? What happened?
I've just chosen not to know. I'm just trying to live my life. I don't want to.
So do you go to the doctor, once a year for an exam?
Not really, I guess. I used to up until we got so busy with our lives and the construction business that Tanessa wanted to start. And
I've known a lot of people with cancer, many who have died. I've never known anyone who's just opted out of treatment and nothing happened.
It's cervical cancer. It doesn't kill you overnight either.
6 years, no treatment. You haven't even gone to see if it's grown or anything.
No.
If it's progressed.
She said
I don't
she
want
doesn't
to
want to
know.
know.
I would I prefer not to know.
It is one of the most curable cancers out there. That's not
It would
fair to
be.
your daughter.
It would be, except I only have one kidney, and they told me I'd be on dialysis as well as chemo radiation. I'd be on dialysis, and I pretty much wouldn't leave the hospital.
That's what
What
I
else do you
say.
think she's lied about?
She always has interviews. She's always got a job, but that first day of said job never happens. She never continues with any of it. It's, oh, I got a job. I'll be at work. Hey, babe, I got a job. I'm going to start this, da-da-da-da-da. Real estate. That's the most recent. Real estate. I said, good, sounds good. I didn't work one day. She was supposed to call them on a Wednesday. I didn't work that day, and I said, hey, you need to call them. No, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, then all of a sudden I go to work, and, oh, I called, and they told me now they're not hiring.
TaKayla, do you have a number of jobs that never quite end in paychecks?
Yes, but that I get recruited from places. The gentleman, it wasn't even real estate, it was insurance, number one. And a man from out of state was doing recruiting for the people in our state, and I had called the gentleman that was supposed to be taking me into his office, and he said he was not looking for anyone in his office, and the gentleman that I spoke with was mistaken.
That's one. Does this happen often, or because that can happen to anybody.
It happens a lot, actually, especially in the state we live in.
It
really
happens
does.
a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying she's never worked. Since we've been together, she has worked, but there's like at least in a year, at least 15 times she's gonna start a job, but then it never happens.
It never really happens.
Nope, something always happens. She doesn't have the shoes for it. She doesn't have the outfits for it. She has to dress a certain way, so then she can't do it. I've gone to jobs just to get them a certain way and explain my situation, and I still get hired.
Right.
You also
Do you see her? Do you see her confusion over there?
I sure do.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's also me and...
We're gonna get off that for a moment. We're gonna talk a little bit about cheating and drinking.
Before we even got married, we had agreed on an open relationship because I want to have a child. Then I got told after we got married that because we got married, I didn't get to have a child because that was a choice I struck down the instant I put a ring on her finger.
Is she right about you saying you've given up your right to have children since you married me and we're not gonna add another person in the relationship to allow that to happen? TaKayla, you say that you think your wife is cheating on you. Why do you believe that?
Because it's happened every 6 months throughout our relationship for the entirety of our relationship. She
How
leaves.
did you first find out she was doing that?
Well, she pretty much just tells me she doesn't want to be with me anymore, and she's done. And then she moves in with someone else immediately, and it's over with, and she says she's never getting back with me, so then she thinks she can just go sleep with whoever she wants because she's convinced we're never getting back together again.
Right.
Every single time.
And then you end up getting back together.
And we
she
always end up
moves
getting back
in.
together. And then we got married, and she decided she wanted an open marriage.
Did you ask her for an open marriage?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why get married and ask for an open marriage? Because that to me seems, that's like you're my main chick dating, and I got other chicks, so why marry?
Because it was something she pushed for. It's always, if we do this, I'll do this for you. Her youngest daughter's dad isn't in our lives.
Right.
We get married, I'll be able to give you rights. Still hasn't happened. But I'm the only one who takes care of that child. Financially, emotionally.
Your Honor.
She helps her emotionally.
I've explained to her that that's a legal process that I can't make happen overnight. It completely is a legal process.
Yeah, no,
I
it
can't
is.
make happen
It is a legal process, but you got that applied law degree. Have you started the process?
Family court in my state, I have. But I have to take his rights first.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Have you started that process?
Yes,
there's paperwork associated that. Have she seen the paperwork associated with that process?
They would not, when I went to court the last time, it was closed court, and they would not allow her in the courtroom with me.
A whole lot of stuff doesn't work out for you for a whole lot of reasons. I'm not quite sure, you know what I mean? I'm not quite sure what's going on over there. But Let me ask you this. Did she not want to get married when
I don't
you
know. She
wanted
said
to
she
get
did.
married?
She did. She proposed to me. She gave me a ring. She did all of those things. I didn't do them for myself.
She said to me that she got married. She wasn't through dating around, and that she wanted an open marriage. And
It
I
wasn't
asked
just
her
that.
why she got married, and she said because you wanted it and promised certain things, and that's why she did it. Was she wrong about that?
Yes.
Before we even got married, we had agreed on an open relationship because I want to have a child. She has 3 children, I have none of my own. That's what I wanted. Then I got told after we got married that because we got married, I didn't get to have a child because that was a choice I struck down the instant I put a ring on her
had
finger.
a threesome with her and another
Yeah,
man.
and I do want to talk about that because that's a whole
try and
conversation in
please
and of
her.
itself. So let's move on to how you were trying to add another party into the relationship. I don't know, to have a baby, or did y'all just having fun?
She'll go to every person we know and start saying, Tanessa cheated on me, Tanessa did this, Tanessa did that. But she don't ever throw in, she's cheated. She didn't ever throw in, she's asked for a divorce. She never
Have
throw
you cheated
any
on
of
her?
that in there.
Would you agree to an open marriage if your spouse requested it? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/divorce court. Divorce Court will be right back. So you did decide to have a threesome
Yes, Your Honor.
with a guy
And with a female.
and with the, oh, well. I
you
didn't have
can't
all the
pinpoint it was
information.
just the
I didn't
one.
have all the information.
Yes.
Is she right about you saying, well, you've given up your right to have children since you married me, and we're not going to add another person into a relationship to allow that to happen?
No, I just feel like there's other ways she can go about it, that we don't have to have another person in our relationship. We can't handle our relationship
You
the way
just go to
that
a
it is.
sperm bank or something like that.
Exactly, yes, Your Honor.
Is that true that she just wants to limit the method and not necessarily the right?
No, because originally I told her that that's what I wanted to do, and she told me the best way to do it was to sleep with a man. I don't want to sleep with no man. Nothing against men.
Just
it's
don't
not
want
a
one.
preference.
Yeah, just don't want one. Yeah.
And I was told that's the easiest way, so do it this way. So then when that happened, then she got mad at me, and she's like, well, I want to have fun too. And I said, so you want to go and sleep with men? No. But if you're going to, then I want to be allowed to. Well, either you consider it something disgusting and you don't want to do it, or you think it's fun and you want to do it.
Which one is it?
Neither. I just want to, I want to be able to have fun the same way she is. If she's going to go sleep around, I'm going to go sleep around too.
So why did you pick a guy, though?
I didn't pick a guy. She picked a man.
She picked a man.
I have not been with a man since my youngest daughter was conceived, other than what we've done together.
Were you
but
not?
I choose not.
Was it something you did not want to do but felt compelled to do it?
Yes, to save our relationship, yes, because it's something she wants, and it's always thrown in my face how I have kids and she doesn't, that she feels I took that away from her, which I don't feel that I
So
took
that was
any of
with
that
the
away
intent to get her pregnant?
Always, yes.
Yeah.
Always. I can't have any more children.
You say that Tanessa has threatened divorce over 30 times. Is
Yes,
that
she
true?
has. Every time we get in an argument, that is her threat to me, is she wants a divorce. Just divorce me then.
What's the smallest argument you had that led to her threatening divorce?
I didn't move out even. She told me that my daughter's father, his new wife, that I had told a lie about her. And she kicked me out the house and made me and my youngest daughter move out of the house because I supposedly told a lie about my ex's new wife, which I guess I don't know what pertinence that even holds, but I guess it means that I'm just this huge liar. So
I got lost a few exes and wives ago. I don't know really what she said. Do you know what she's talking about?
Yep, sure do.
You explain it to me.
Supposedly I had said a lie to this woman about her, and that was the argument.
no, it was that I had said a lie, that I had told you a lie, which I didn't even say. And you went off on this person and kicked me out of the house with our daughter.
Because when we argue, do you know what she does? She destroys me. That is her intent.
What do you mean destroys you? How does she go
She'll
about
go
that?
to every person we know and start saying, Tanessa cheated on me, Tanessa did this, Tanessa did that. But she don't ever throw in, she's cheated. She didn't ever throw in, she's asked for a divorce. She never
Have
throw
you cheated
any
on
of
her?
that in there.
I have not ever cheated on her.
Have you ever threatened divorce?
I have threatened divorce because I was so fed up that I said, just do it. You've threatened me so many times with it already. I can't handle the back and forth. Either you want me and you want this relationship or you don't, and I'm just going to walk away.
Okay. So now as this marriage ends, you want $800 for a damaged laptop, and we're gonna talk about that, and then I'm gonna have a little bit of wisdom, I hope, for the two of you. How would you react if your spouse asked you for a divorce? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Tell me why you believe I should award you $800 for a laptop.
Because that's what I was using to go to school with. And she just wanted to simply watch a movie on it one night because her DVD player broke. So I set up my laptop, she put it underneath the window, left the window open, and it rained all over my laptop.
Your laptop.
And all of my books were online, and they were in that laptop. All my pictures of my children are in that laptop. Everything. Everything. All the books she wants to see are in the laptop she fried.
Tanessa, what do you have to say about that?
Can I control the weather? I am not God.
That's two. I like you. Yeah, that's two. Listen, I think you're two very nice women. I think you're two very nice women that don't belong together. You don't want to be married. You want to be, you know what I mean? You want to maybe have a steady girl and then enjoy yourself. And you have that absolute right. Absolutely. But don't ever give up the specific something that's important and central to your existence to compromise on something on the other end. It never works out. You're always resentful. You're always angry. I don't know what's happening over here. You're circuitous. It's always around and about. Now, if someone asks me, what about your degree? And mine burned up in a fire, although I have multiple copies. Go online in my little school, pull it up, class of 1981. BA, English, boom. That's what I would do. I don't think you can do that. I find it hard to believe that you have cervical cancer with no symptoms, signs, or problems for 6 years and no treatment. I don't believe that you're so cavalier with your body that you wouldn't treat yourself for something or find ways of treatment because you have children and can't afford to die on them, if you can possibly avoid it. So a lot of stuff you're saying, I'm finding hard to believe. Can't catch you in it, but it looks suspect over here. I get that, but I'm happy that you guys are going to party, and everybody, do what makes you happy. Marriage isn't for everybody. And if you're marrying somebody who doesn't really want to be married, getting married to them doesn't make them marriage material. Do you know what I'm saying? $800, you two wife and wife, right?
Yep.
Whatever happens to wife and wife, whatever dumb stuff you do while you're married and some damage occurs, that's what happens. It's called marriage, and you don't get paid in return. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
I just don't feel like I got to tell my side of the story even a little bit, so I'm fine. Life goes on. It is what it is.
I truly believe at this point that she's a pathological liar. I was told the judge would tell me things that I just didn't understand, how the legal system worked, and it was going to make sense to me after I talked to the judge. It does make sense to me. She is a pathological liar, and that won't ever change.
I guess I'm a pathological liar. I guess I'm gonna go home, and I guess I'm gonna file for divorce from my wife who doesn't want to be married to me anymore and didn't from the get-go. So I just guess I didn't realize how bad it was, so it's horrible.